Hey Biscuiteers, Fuchsia here. So, today we're going to show Evo Bloodcraft. New cards, Yuzuki, Kali, and Briar Vampire all coming into play here and helping out with like fueling the Evos, Kali especially helping to high roll into Dark Detective, and of course Crimson Virtue also helping out with lethals and removal. So yeah, this is the deck. I'm going to show you the games and then we'll look at it after the games to review it a bit. On to the games. Alright, first game I wanted to show was against Portalcraft. Portalcraft, as you know, artifacts. Although sometimes they run aggro now, as far as I know. I'm not sure. Either way, a little bit of a flex. I have the Laura leader. But yeah, here I just mulligan all. We want all the Bloodlust Archdemons in the deck. We want early draws in our hand. And we get it here with the best early draw actually, Eilon's Remains. One of the best early draws here. That allows us to like potentially activate a Kali this turn if we draw it. Unfortunately we did not draw it. So I played our boy Aluzard here. Of course he's still being played because he's a free Evo and he's pretty good too. Now he knows we kind of want to trade in our Aluzard, so he doesn't. He decides not to go face. But I lucked out into a Kali here by drawing with the card that Eilon's Remains gives, which is Rejuvenate the Spark, which sounds kind of like, okay, why would you play this in a non-Machina deck? But actually, it's like a draw card that's like cheap enough to combo with like Kali, and on top of that, the restore 1 defensive allied followers is sometimes relevant, and it can be pulled by Eilon's Remains, giving it like extra like consistency. Still, I want to trade in the Aluzard here, just so I can activate the effect. They play an artifact carrier. Of course, I could remove that, but with the Kali intact here, I could play the Dark Detective. This is kind of this is near the high roll. The high roll would be something like Eilon's Remains turn 1, Kali turn 2, and Dark Detective turn 3 to create a 5/5 on turn 3. But this is pretty okay too, and I'm able to like trade into this artifact and go face. And then we can see they play UN, and as you can see, their resonance is at 3. Which is not amazing. It's not removing anything just yet. Playing both Spinarias here. Probably trying to increase that resonance count for Yuan. And then I just play Rejuvenate the Spark to find another draw here in case we get another Kali or something. Amazing Evo animation by the way, but yeah, I just end up playing the Killing Her Angel Heal just because she's good, and playing the removal, the new removal, and leaving them with a board of 1/1s and a 2/2 and a 4/6. So yeah, this deck actually gains a lot of tempo. That's like one of the win conditions is just winning through tempo, going first, especially when you have Kali into Dark Detective. Here though, against Portalcraft, it's kind of hard to win with tempo because, of course, artifact, they're pretty good at at tempoing. We do draw the Laura, the alt art Laura here. I use one of her, but a lot of lists use 3, and I think it's okay. It's just like she's a bit of a, you know, you need to kind of wait for to use her. So so I decided not to do that. I mean, you can evo her manually, but I prefer to like get the free evo. So I just run one. And I play the Eilon's Remains here. Kind of a misplay on my part a bit. I should have like looked for a draw for Laura here. Either way though, they are able to get the factory down and start the Barrier artifact and of course Ramia, the new card, even gain Storm when you evo it. And here you usually get like a bit nervous, but it seems they want to keep their combo for next turn, and they're confident that they're going to get it next turn. Fortunately for us, we have the Bloodlust Demon, so this deck like really racks up evolve followers fast, and as you can see, we're already at 6, which summons the Bloodlust Demon. And here I can just play a Jupiter here to banish this. Get another one. And then I use this to like draw a more useful card, as well as like perhaps like activate Laura's Avarice, as well as maybe find another Avarice payoff, but I didn't get to. I decided to go face because I think we need to do damage at this point in order to like keep up with them. And I don't mind the 4 damage. Usually that might be a mistake, but I think this is okay in this case. As you can see, they're not going super ham with the artifacts here, so I'm not too worried. We do the Miriam, and then in our discovery, trading here. And then Supersonic Vtu and Evo this, but of course, because it's already attacked, it can't attack again. And we're left with a pretty good board here.
I am a prisoner of this world's whims.
So, because we have another one, what I do is I basically play another Bloodlust. And here we can play Rejuvenate and go face, go face, go face, go face. Clear the board. Look at this, 12 damage, 13 damage. Of course, we're not out of the woods yet. It is Portalcraft. They can remove your face at any turn. But it seems I had confidence here at least. Now this reduces my confidence a bit, but yeah, it is artifacts. This Genesis artifact is pretty good, especially with the cannons that they create. But I feel like they misplayed a bit here. The cannons, they kind of like didn't get for the full cannons, but I think it was intentional. Not I say it was a misplay, but it's maybe intentional because they want to like they want to get that to 0, but they also want to like give this an Evo to get the artifacts out, right? Because that's super important. And that's fair. No, I think they're making a mistake here. I think they should have gone for the heal artifacts instead of the damage. Not gonna lie. Either way though, they do clear my board with this Ramya and then do moderate damage to my face. They don't even go face, even though like it made no difference, they didn't go face. I'm not sure why. Either way though, Laura here, I just play it. It gains Storm from the 2 Avarices, and we go face.
Did you call yourself a fan?
So yeah. Honestly, I just wanted to show off my Laura. Alright, I think this is a game that will show a bit more insight to this deck against Havencraft.
Hide! Beg for your life!
So,
is fighting and despair all you know?
Pretty good draws here. Again, we don't want the Bloodlust Demon in our hand, so I throw it away. I also kind of don't want Yuzuki going first, but we draw her anyways. I'm like, okay, whatever, we're gonna use her like turn 5 or something. I use Ion here just because I like the cards in my hand, so I don't want to discard with Briared Vampire. Turn 2 though, it's an obvious Kali. This is a bit of a high roll. And now we got a 3-2 on 2, which is quite strong. And it seems they're Heal Haven, so they're playing Indomitable Player just to draw something, you know. And I just Rejuvenate here. I think that's a good idea because we got the Laura here, and then these repair modes are like useful fodder for Briared Vampire, so we get to charge the Laura here and play a Briared Vampire to get more draw next turn. They play a Sacred Cable, which unfortunately does remove our threat. There was a consideration for me to play Grimnir here, but instead of that, I wanted to save them, so I just played Rejuvenation and Alucard here, even though it wasn't play point effective. Just because in this matchup, I kind of feel like you have to OTK them a lot of the time because they're Heal Haven, or at least like you have to like do extra damage to them. Otherwise, they won't. They'll just heal up next turn. So I wanted to save my Grimnirs actually because I had a lot of tools here, especially Yuzuki, which are pretty good. I got a bit lucky here in that Alucard did not get banished. Instead, it was the other follower that got banished. So I took that luck and I drew a card to activate Avarice and played Kali here. Evoing is very important because you want to get to 6 Evos as fast as possible. So even when it's like, okay, well, I don't need to Evo face here, I prefer to Evo face. Here I get very lucky Alizar does get removed.
You're done for.
Bellerophon here, pretty standard play. Like, you want to have the heal started, right? And this is pretty okay for them. And then I try to remove it just by Yuzuki because we're already at 3 evolved followers, so I can play Yuzuki and destroy a follower while drawing a card and summoning another Yuzuki that evolves as well. So now I'm already at 6 with Dark Detective, which is quite good. This doesn't do anything because we're not at 3 HP. They play Unicorn Warrior and a Unicorn. Makes sense. And then a Smile Cure Priest. And then they can remove these 2 followers and create a pretty good board. But as you can see, in our hand, we have quite a few followers to work with, and we invoke this guy, Bloodlust Demon. I just play another Yuzuki. Now that we have 5 cards evolved, this card becomes insane. Removes 2 followers and draws 2 cards. I just play a Lara here, just because I want to do as much damage as possible. Of course, she evos and gets us 4 damage. Here, it's not quite lethal, but it helps us along the way, and I just wanted to maximize the damage here. They put him alone here, and 1 single heal and another heal here. Going to 16 and removing all that board is pretty good for them. But this is why I kept the 2 Grimnirs in my hand from the opening hand, because I know that against this deck in particular, I know I kind of need them. In this case though, no, I think in this case they are necessary, because otherwise you wouldn't have any target to burn. That's another thing. Crimson Virtue can help you lethal, but without anything to target, we have to use the Grimnirs. And we won. So there you go. Alright guys, so that was the Evo Blood deck. Now there's like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of builds for this. The only reason I like this build in particular is because it's nice and neat, it's nice and straightforward, and I get to play Laura too. Some lists don't run her, some lists run 3 of her. I like running the one-off just because I have the anime later. Of course I animate her manually, don't worry gacha gamers. But yeah, Bloodlust Demon always comes out at 7 or 8 if you're playing good enough, if you're playing smart. Briar Vampire and Eilon's Remains helps get out the Holly turn 2 or turn 3 really well, especially with the help of Rejuvenate the Spark here. And with Kali, the free Evo there, you can also combo it well with Dark Detective. And Crimson Virtue is just a really good card that like deals damage to the follower and face, which is always good, and it helps you with reach and it helps you with removal early on, so always a good card. Of course, Grimnir is your win con, Alucard is there, and yeah, Yuzuki, 2 Evos, possible destroy, possible 2 destroys, possible draw, possible 2 draws, just very good in general. Early on, you can Evo her in order to get rid of 2 followers and get 2 Evos, and then you can in the late game destroy an enemy follower or 2 enemy followers, and it just becomes really good. So anyways, yeah guys, that was the deck. There are a few variants of this that have more reach, that have more control, but I just like this. I think this is quite balanced. The deck list, as usual, will be in the description, and thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, give me a sub, and like always, have a great day. I named this Hot Women, but how many women are there that's hot? 2? 3, I guess? 4, maybe? I don't know. Alucard's a hot woman.